it's Aurel Klein, and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 7, Episode 2, Hello, Cruel World, or New World? I think it's Cruel World. If you're new here, I do a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. I apologize for my voice and looking tired and feeling tired and just being this way because I am tired. Yeah, I don't need to say more. So what happened in this episode? What happened in the episode? It's been a few days since I watched it, but this episode was all about Leviathans, and I thought about it, or I'm thinking about it now and talking about it now. It's like, is this episode episodic or serialized? And I think it's episodic, but it's very serialized, and I think we're getting into a point where like the seasons just overall like just keep getting more and more serialized, but they still like have episodic episodes. It's not like every single episode serialized like nowadays with shows. Every single episode is serialized, but I feel like this still like had episodicness, and that if you were going to pick this out of just like an episode to watch, like you could do it, but I feel like it didn't have enough that like I would suggest that like if I was just watching Supernatural with someone and we're just picking random episodes, I don't know if I necessarily would pick this episode. I actually felt like this episode was good though. Like I actually felt it was good. I don't know if I put it on my top 5 like list of top episodes for the season. I just feel like there's gonna be better episodes, unless I'm wrong, because as I said last video or whatever video ago, that I don't remember a lot of the things that happened in season 7, and I totally forgot about Leviathans until we got Leviathans. But I actually think like Leviathans was like something smart to do, because like I said a lot, like how last season had so many like different things happening and whatever, and so then they focused this season on a specific monster. And I think, it was just like a way to restructure the season compared to last season, because I think they realized that they had a lot of issues with last season. And this is really the first episode where we see Leviathans, so it kind of starts off with like Cass going away, and it's kind of like this thing where it's like, what happened to Cass? And like it kind of is something where it's like we don't know if he died or whatever it is, but with Supernatural everyone comes back. So kind of right now I think what the Winchesters are feeling, what Bobby's feeling, is that Cass is not here, but there's a chance he can come back. So it's just something where I don't think they're like mourning the loss. Like I don't think they think that he died, and obviously we know he doesn't like really die. I just think he's like kind of away. I think in some ways they're mourning someness because they don't really know if he's gonna come back. Like this just might be it, but I think they know deep down there's a potential he's coming back. It's like, but anyway, yeah, so the Leviathans really start this episode, and we kind of like learn what the Leviathans are. Like they can like possess bodies, so like there's a lot of things that these Leviathans can do, and so then they can like kind of like in a way like, what was it, the shapeshifter, I guess, that can like shapeshift. So they can shapeshift, but it was something where we don't know exactly how it works, and obviously it was different than shapeshifters because the shapeshifters like shed the body. Like how they did it was different, and so I think that's something we get into, because obviously I know what it is. They need some part of DNA, that's why they were like touching them. But yeah, so I think it's something we see a little bit later. They eat people, which kind of makes sense because they're monsters. Like you don't see that with demons, you don't see that with angels, so like of course they're gonna have it where these type of monsters eat people. I think also it's something too when they shapeshift into the person, they have the memories, because we got to see that. But it's also something where they like are a little bit naive. They like don't know everything of this world. Jodie again, which this might only be the second time we've seen her, or third time, I can't remember exactly, but it's something we see her a little bit more throughout the seasons. Like we see her at least once a season, I would say. So I kind of can't remember if this is the second or third time, obviously not the first time, but it's kind of interesting that they used her. Like I don't know if it's something they were writing the episode and they were like, we need to have a character that we've seen before, and it makes sense because this is all happening. I don't know if it's near Bobby or whatever, but whatever. So I think maybe they're just trying to figure out like, what is a character we've seen before that we could use, and so Jodie kind of was something that made sense, but I don't know if like she was really needed. Like I feel like the episode could have done without her, because I really feel like she was not a big part of the episode and didn't really have like a substantial thing about this episode. So obviously these Leviathans are really powerful and everything, and so it's something where they even dropped a car on them, and they have this like black goo, I guess, but it's something where it's like they don't know what to do. They don't know what to kill them, and they're just like, wow, there's all these Leviathans, but they have like no idea how to stop them. And you know, later in the season we learn kind of how they stop them, which is also doesn't make sense. I think it was something they were like, we have to figure out a way to have a weakness for Leviathans, and they came up with this idea, and it's like the dumbest idea. And it's like I'm not gonna say it's like the dumbest idea, but like it's an idea that makes no sense. That they're just like, here you go. We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, right now they don't know what to do, and so there's a lot of scaredness with that. This episode also, you know, even though it was so episodic, it had it's not so episodic. It was episodic, but it still had so much serialization. So Sam was still dealing with all the Lucifer-ness, and I think it's something that I think continues for a lot of episodes. And so it's crazy too that like he pretended to be Dean at some point, which like you can tell that he was acting different. Like I don't know how Sam didn't pick up on that or whatever. Yeah, I think that part with like it's really getting into Sam's head, and then like all the stuff about the brothers, like that's like what makes the show is like this brotherly bond, and what Dean is saying to him, it just is so strong, and the writing's so strong, and their acting is so strong that like really helps the episode. Because you know, maybe if the episode didn't have a scene or something like that, like the episode wouldn't be as strong. Like maybe it could be on the worst list because I'm just like confused, but it like really helps the episode when they have this strong brotherly bond that I think hopefully we see more of, that we kind of were missing a little bit in season 6 because Sam was soulless, Dean was away for a while. It's you know, there was a lot of tension, but in the end, like they are brothers, and their love for each other and what they would do for each other is like what makes the show, and we want to see more of that. It's kind of here, but it was overall an okay episode. I mean, like I'm excited for the Leviathans. Like I forgot about them a lot. I mean, I'm a little bit worried that like every single episode is gonna be about Leviathans, and analyzing it, it's gonna like kind of be too much. And you know how I was kind of critical of like so many episodes about monsters last season, so I'm a little bit worried about that, a little bit worried, but we're gonna see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the season because again, I don't remember a lot of the episodes, so it's kind of like I'm watching them again for the first time, because I feel like, you know, sometimes, and that's the point, is I've never rewatched the series from start to finish. There's episodes I've watched like a million times, but then there's some episodes I've never watched, and I feel like this season there's a lot of episodes I've just never watched. So it's kind of like I'm watching again for the first time because it's only been almost been 10 years since I watched Supernatural for the first time. So you know, your memory goes. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.